Right, welcome to day 5. I've got my bag on me, I've got my other bag on me, I've got my jacket on because it's quite fresh, and we're gonna say goodbye to Tokyo for now. We'll be back, like I've said before, but I'm now heading to a place called Yamanakako, which is a small village on the edge of Mount Fuji. So we're gonna see the mountain. I can't climb the mountain, unfortunately, as official climbing season is July to September, and otherwise it's dangerous. So yeah, gonna catch a train. So while I show you guys footage of my train ride, let me tell you about an oopsie that I did on train 1 on my way to Kozu. So there's a stop called Hiratsuka where I was supposed to swap trains and go 3 more stops before going to Kozu. But me didn't follow the instructions of the train lady and just followed the instructions of Google Maps that told me you can stay on the train, it'll go straight through. And what do you know, the train then starts going back the way I came from, back to Tokyo. So then I hopped off at the station called Chigasaki, waited for another train to go back to Hiratsuka, then back in Hiratsuka, finally swapped train to the right one, and then I finally got to Kozu, and then about 45 minutes of waiting later, I could take the train to Gotemba, because the train to Gotemba is very sporadic. So yeah, at this point, I've been traveling for a long bit, but that was my story. Well fellas, I've made it to Gotemba after a 45-minute train, and I was looking for a bus because the last leg of this trip is going to be on bus, and I was looking for a bus, but half of the things weren't giving clear instructions, nor do I speak Japanese, so that made it difficult. But after scrounging around for about 7 minutes or so, I got my bus ticket. I know where I'm going. I know where I have to catch the bus. I still have to wait an hour. Next bus goes at 3:45. It is currently 2:58. So, grand total, this entire journey is going to take me a good 5 hours with like delays in between, which is awful. But here in Gotemba is the popular stopping spot for Mount Fuji climbs. And then you might wonder, since you're so close to Mount Fuji, where can you see it? Well, there are clouds everywhere, and it is raining. You cannot see the mountain anywhere. Scammed. Hope it doesn't stay like this for even the next 24 hours, because the whole reason I came to this oddly chilly corner in nature is to see the mountain, but I don't see the mountain. Where is the mountain? This is one of those moments where it just clicks that I'm a foreigner in the middle of nowhere, and if I didn't plan this out carefully, I would probably be lost forever. It's so dead silent. Who lives here? This here too, it's right by a station. There's a pizza store here, and there's like a couple other things down there, and here there seem to be like a bunch of other stores as well, and this is close by the station, but everything is closed. What is going on here? Why is nobody alive? I know it's a Monday, but like, it looked dead as hell around here. Can I have Pizza Hut tonight? No, darling. We have Pizza Hut at home. The Pizza Hut at home. Pizza La. Nice. Japan standard as well. Pizza La. Karaoke entertainment Big Echo. Yeah, I think the only people in that karaoke entertainment section are ghosts, because the town looks dead. Unless I'm in the wrong corner, of course. Gotemba seems like the type of place you come to if you're sick of the city and you just want to live a peaceful life on the countryside. However, with Mount Fuji somewhere over there, I suppose, and I think the Hakone Trail, which is apparently popular the other direction, you get to deal with tourism instead. And being from the Netherlands, I know how annoying tourists can be. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally made it to Lake Yamanaka and the village of Yamanakako. It's past 4:30 in the afternoon. It took me ages to get here, but I'm now gonna walk past the lake, and check in at my hotel, and hopefully it'll be nice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is 4:56 and I have made it to my next spot, and look at how nice it is. Look at how nice this is. It's a very traditional, stylish Japanese room with the floorboard thing. I don't know what it's called. And you leave your slippers there at the entrance. The guy was friendly to welcome me. And yeah, so apparently he said it's going to be better weather tomorrow. So we're going to be able to see, excuse my hand in front of the camera, we're going to be able to see Mount Fuji straight ahead of us out the window over there. I hope so. I hope so. Didn't come all this way to just see clouds. So it's currently nighttime, well, approaching nighttime around the area. Sun set like a couple minutes ago. And I wanted to go out and have a look, but it's freaking cold. And if I go far, I'm gonna freeze to death. Luckily for me, the hotel has given us these bikes. We can go on bikes for free. Legends. Alright, so it's a bit of a clunky bike, as you can tell. I'm a bit tall for it, but hey, as a Dutchman, I gotta be able to master any bike I get paired up with. But hey, I'm biking around town, let me see what I can find. Also, I'm going downhill. This is risky, but I can do it. And ladies and gentlemen, as the night dawns, there she freaking is. Emerging from the clouds is Mount Fuji in all its gloriousness. But also, look at my surroundings. This is pristine. This is so cool. You couldn't hide from me forever, buddy. Morning everyone, it's day 6 in Japan, and let me give y'all a better view of my room. It's currently around 9:30 in the morning. We have a seat here, look outside, great weather, and in the distance over there we see Mr. Mountain. It all looks to be nice weather, but it's currently like 10 or 11 degrees outside, so fun. So on today's day 6 activities, I'm not going to stay in Yamanakako. Beautiful look at Mount Fuji there. I'm going to go south of the place I was in yesterday, Gotemba, and I'm going to go to visit the Hakone ropeway, which is a massive cabin lift over a beautiful natural area, is what I've researched, and hope to see some good sights there. So that's the plan. And I now gotta jog, otherwise I'm gonna miss the one bus that goes every hour. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. After an hour and a half, we are at the magnificent Lake Aichi in the Hakone area. There's a pirate ship behind me, but ignore that. There's probably no pirates. Anyways, that behind me is the Hakone ropeway. I'll be taking that a little bit later. Or is this random people just looking at me funny? I feel awkward filming this. But first, I'm gonna go further this way because there is another ropeway, because apparently there's a shrine somewhere on top of that hill. So that's where I'm going first. And I'll come down, come back around here, have lunch, or I'll go up the ropeway and have lunch up somewhere. The point is, I need food at some point because I'm a hungry guy. Just a couple minutes in onto my walk to the other ropeway, and I can tell this is going to be a trek. Immediately met with a nice steep incline uphill, and I know that this is not around the corner, so I'm going to be walking for a while. And as you can tell by how heavy my breath is, I have not hiked in a while, so it's something to get used to. We don't call it a hiking trail. They call it the Therapy Road, which is rather humorous because I'm missing about 4 weeks of therapy because of this. So this path feels very natural and therapeutic. This is probably information you didn't need to know or didn't want to know from me, but the runner in me is looking at the path I just took and is thinking this could be a nasty cross-country race course. There's plenty of uphills and downhills. The path is a bit uneven in some sections, and going up and down is almost 5K. So for a cross-country race, this is basically perfect. And you get a nice view too. So, Torture Machine 101. Seal of approval. I finally came across a useful sign that shows me where I am. Here I am about halfway on the trail. I started at number 3 over there, and I need to get to number 1. It's about 2.8 kilometers I just saw. But yeah, you know what? This isn't that half bad. When did I set off? Oh, okay, wait, it's 12:48. This is actually taking a minute. Time to rev up the gas.
You're hard indeed. Being a pirate is a right to be. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a solid, what feels like half an hour of trekking, we have made it to the end of the Therapy Road through the woods. And in the distance, I see the ropeway station. So our walking has not been in vain, and we'll be arriving there shortly. The impression I've gotten from Hakone is that it's a very touristy area, and that Lake Aichi and the Hakone area are popular spots. Now as I take the freaking, what is it? The cable lift, I've forgotten the name of it already. As I take the cable lift up, I'll probably see why a lot of the hotels around here are bougie, but yeah. Crud. As I get here, it leaves me. And it's a 20-minute waiting interval, so I'm gonna be here for a moment. And in those 20 minutes of waiting, I realized my time was actually going by fast with how long I had taken to walk. So I hurried onto the first ropeway as soon as I could, and was treated to some very, very spectacular views of nature. Alright peeps, I've made it to the top of the first Hakone ropeway. That was a quick swift ride of about, how long did that take? 10-ish, 8-ish minutes? It's nice, and now, as you can tell, where's the thing? There's a thing here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I'm at the top of one of the Hakone mountains. It is absolutely cold out here, and there's a wind blowing. It's about 7 degrees I saw downstairs. I'm gonna go up top, look at the shrine, and especially keep moving because I don't want to freeze to death. Of course, rich people will do rich people stuff, even up in a mountain area. So what do I see when I'm looking down this section of the mountain? Freaking golf course. Who set up a golf course up here? If you hit one wide in the wind, you're going down the mountain to fetch it. Rough placement, buddies. Rough placement. Get to the other side of the mountain and we see down there Lake Aichi, where we just came from, in the Pacific Ocean almost. And that way, somewhere in the distance, is where I'll be heading tomorrow. It's still too far to see, and it's quite a distance to travel, but you have Shizuoka there. But I'm not going to Shizuoka, I'm going to Nagoya, which is in that direction. Anyways, I'm gonna get off this mountain soon because I can start to lose scent of my fingers. This place is beautiful, the nature around here is absolutely pristine. I'm loving my time here. There's so much to see. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Fellas, I am off of Mount Hakomagate and I am off to the other ropeway, which means I now have to take the 2.8 kilometer trek back the way I just came. Fortunately, I have cookies to keep me going, but I'll have to see where I want to get lunch because it's 2 p.m. For breakfast, the hotel gave me noodles, a couple of odd sandwiches, and vegetables, and I'm not fully filled. This is where my lack of bread withdrawals kicks in. Yeah. Trail round 2. Woo! So, about an hour later, and finding out that 1 or 2 restaurants are closed or sold out of their food, I am now on the Hakone ropeway, all the way up to the mountain to Owakudani Station. And best of all, it is a long ride, but whole cable car to myself, W! Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see in the distance, we're coming up on our first of 2 stations. Apparently it's only 16 minutes, which is quite nice to be fair, because long cable cars are quite a freaking slouch. I, who's been skiing, would know this. The lady over an intercom just warned me in this elevator, all of a sudden, the level of volcanic gas is very high in this area. Please cover your nose and mouth with a paper towel in the bassinet over there. And I know this is a volcanic area, but I was like, what the fudge? What are you talking about? That over there is, I suppose, erupting volcanic gas on the side of a mountain. I think I can now smell it too. So that kind of makes sense. Anyways, the terminus station I'm heading for is right behind me. So with or without volcanic gas, I'm gonna make it. What I found out is that it wasn't just any volcanic gas, but it was sulfur dioxide coming out of sulfur deposits in the side of the volcano in areas where it looked like there's been mining recently. Japanese people, what are you doing? This seems dangerous. So here we're at the Okuadani summit, and there, as you can see, are the volcanic fumes, if you can hear me, emerging from a sulfur deposit. Anyways, having looked at a site where a potential eruption could take place, I'm gonna head down because once again it is quite cold and I don't want to freeze my digits off yet again. And that will conclude my walk through the area of Hakone, the lake, and the 2 mountaintops. So I'm gonna go down the ropeway now and make my way back to Yamanakako. It will take me a while. I won't be there before like 6. And yeah, we'll see what else I do, if I do anything at all. I'll enter this area. Oh dear lord. 14-year-old me would have probably spontaneously died then. In a volcanic eruption, run into a building. Well, that's given that your building survives the eruption in the first place. Fellas, I'm back in Yamanakako after what ended up being quite a long day out. In fact, we're approaching 7 p.m. and I finally managed to get back, even though the public transport from Hakone, first one I took, was at like 4:45. So it has indeed been a while, but I am now gonna rest up and then go for dinner to a little joint that is right around the corner. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't want to have to walk 1.5 kilometers to get my dinner, especially in a dark place where I don't know where I am. And then I'll catch up to you guys tomorrow when I start my long journey to Nagoya, which hopefully isn't as long as the one I took yesterday, but it should be fun. Say goodbye to your boy Fuji, because this might be the last time you see him on camera. Yeah. I'll check you guys tomorrow. Real quick side segment before day 7. There was a room in the hotel where you could project movies onto the ceiling, so that was pretty cool. Also, this was the place I ate for 2 days straight. And this was a board where you could write your thank yous in the hotel, so I wrote mine before I left. Well fellas, it's the start of day 7 and I am just leaving my little corner here in Yamanakako. I got my stuff and I'm wearing a t-shirt again because it is better weather here. It's around like 16 degrees out here, but you can definitely feel the sun. In Nagoya it's going to be 27. so that's why I've preemptively picked to wear short sleeves and shorts in anticipation of that. It's going to be a long one because it's around 265 kilometers away, so it's going to be a long ride, definitely, but I hope to be there at least by like 3 p.m. so that I can check in and still walk around town while some stuff is open. So yeah. And with a quick scan of my JR Rail Pass, the next leg of the journey begins, and for the first time in my life, I got to take the famous bullet train, which goes at hypersonic speeds, and this is some of the footage which I captured on the bullet train. After another good 2 to 3 hours of travel, I finally arrived in Nagoya, took the metro one stop to my hotel, and arrived here in what seems to be an underground market next to the metro station. So that was kind of cool to see. Ladies and gentlemen, I've made it to Nagoya, finally, after about 4 hours on the road, only to discover that my universal adapter with 3 plug holes does not work in plugs with 2 holes. So I gotta find a solution for that. Anyways, most of the stuff I want to see closes by like 5, and it's now 3:48. So I still got around 2 more days in this city after this. I'm staying here for 3 nights. For now, I'm just gonna look around, find a solution for my adapter problem, and yeah, just enjoy the vibes. In the Nagoya shopping district, I just stopped for a joint behind me because I saw they have takeout chicken and I haven't had proper lunch, so I figured I'd get that. It's a nice area where you can just buy stuff on the side, but it also looks like proper stuff as well. Look around. Mostly clothes, but also duty-free stuff. So yeah, I'll be seeing where I can find a video game store, because those don't seem to be as prevalent here. Because as you all know, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom comes out in 2 days, and I want to be able to stream that. So I'm gonna do my best to find a video game store. And if I don't find it, well, bol.com. My trail of side questing first brought me to a random store with anime cards and the largest Pokemon card collection I have ever seen. So this store could make incredible bank and they don't even realize it. Or maybe they do, and they have already. But god, this collection. Next side questing stop was a arcade in the market area, and this was one of the biggest arcades I've ever seen. It was filled with people, and yeah. The arcade also included this random corner of beautification. I don't know why. Explain. And here is the video game store where I finally went and made my purchase. And I've just been to a video game store in a random corner, and I have a reservation to buy The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the day that it comes out with a receipt. I'm not going to show you the receipt because you might see my details, but to be fair, by the time this video goes up, the game will be like a week and a half old or so, or maybe even longer. So I get access to it regardless before all of y'all back in Europe or even in North America. And then I will play it for another week and a half because that's when I get home. Little gaming update. We're about a month later and it's hands down one of the best games I've ever played. Phenomenal stuff. And I want to stream it. The rest of the video, I'll just show you some things that I saw on my walk after visiting the video game store. Yes, I'm sorry, there's still footage of me filming with my phone vertically. I promise most of that will be eliminated by the time we get to the leg 3 video. But yeah, enjoy some of the views of, for example, the Science Museum, which I will be heading to in the next video. The Eiffel Tower 3, as I'm gonna call it, because it seems like every city in Japan has one of these. And the Art Museum. Yeah, one of art museums. One of many art museums, yeah. Connects to the massive electrical building you see in the distance, which is their bootleg Eiffel Tower. Every big city in Japan seems to have one of these. It's a parking area, and this is the Aichi Prefecture Museum. Absolutely massive. And pretty cool to have around here. Also, this small park is pretty sick when you look around. And I'm gonna just keep walking because two girls are on my left seem to be filming a TikTok, which I forget is also a staple thing to do in public in the year 2023. But hey, either that or they're taking a picture. I don't know, but they were setting it up like they were gonna take a TikTok. Anyways, good stuff for Nagoya so far. Guys, so I made it back to my hotel room, which is on the 13th floor. I didn't specifically book the 13th floor, but they gave me a card for the 13th floor when I got here. And I realized coming back that I'm not finding anything fun right now. I don't know, everything just seems like a bit of a slog, even playing games or listening to music while I'm on a walk or something. It's just a drag. So I may be a bit like worn out from the travel process already, and which to be fair is quite explainable because I have been just going non-stop since last week Wednesday when I took the flight. So I'm being here for a chill evening. I'll only go out if I need dinner, go to sleep early, and hoping that a little bit of a relaxing evening will recharge my batteries. Unfortunately, no Champions League because that's at 4 in the morning. I'll have to watch some kind of random Japanese soap opera or something. I don't know. In the restaurant I was eating yesterday, it was filming like some sort of a game show where they had to go underwater and kill an octopus for a prize or something. It was wild. But anyways, better start my relaxing evening, and hopefully I'm better in the morning. As you can see, I'm probably tired. I haven't been sleeping that well either, so definitely need it.